Are you wanting a moped style e-bike, but you don't have a huge budget? Well, this might be something for you. This is the Meelod DK200, and I'm going to show you how it's a budget bike with big features. So let's get into it. Not everybody has a ton of money to spend on a moped style e-bike, and Meelod thought about that. So with this DK200, it is a class 3 e-bike, and it'll show up that way. And that should be able to take us up to 28 miles an hour via this half twist throttle on your right hand side, your single speed, but it does have 5 levels of pedal assist and a cadence sensor. This bike weighs 72 pounds, but has a payload capacity of 330 pounds. Currently, this bike sells for $799. I believe I have a discount code that'll save you 50 bucks down the road. If so, I'll put that in the link in the description. And this bike comes with a 1-year warranty. This bike only comes in one size and one configuration. That's this right here. And the average rider height is 5'3" to 6'2". Now, this bike only comes in one color, which is this satin black right here, which I think looks really cool. It's all blacked out. And Meelod says that this bike can get between 25 to 40 miles on a single battery charge. With the abuse that I'm going to be putting this bike through today, there is no way we're going to, well, if anything, we'll get at the lower end of the mileage on this bike, because I've reviewed these type of bikes before. They're not really made for pedaling, so we're going to be using a lot of throttle today. This motor is a 48-volt, 500-watt brushless gear hub motor. It has a peak power of 750 watts and between 75 to 80 newton meters of torque. To keep maintenance costs down low, it is a single drive, which means it only has one gear, making it easy to maintain. The chainring is 44 tooth and it has 170 millimeter crank arms. For stopping power, you have mechanical brakes and 160 millimeter rotors. It has an oil spring front fork on it. It has 30 millimeters of travel, but you cannot make any adjustments to it. It's sitting on 20 by 4-inch Meelod branded tires. They have an all-surface tread on them, and they're puncture resistant. The battery is 48 volt, 12.5 amps with 600 watt hours of power. The bike does have a UL certification of the UL 2849. It comes with a 2 amp charger right here, meaning that it'll take about 6 hours to charge this bike up from 0 to full. It comes with 2 keys. You can charge the battery while it's on the bike with this charging port right here, or you can take it off and charge it inside. To unlock it and remove the battery, well, the key's going to be over here on this side. You put the key in, you turn it, you push this up, and you can pull the battery out. To put it back in, you're just going to do the same thing. We're just going to drop it in there, line it up, click it, and you're good to go. Additional features include metal fenders, aluminum pedals, and a seat that is 17 inches long. It has BMX handlebars and a large headlight. You can use this area right here to attach either a foldy lock like I have or a bottle cage. Let's talk about size and fit. Now, since it does come in this one size configuration, I am 5'9", I have a 23-inch inseam, and this is how I fit on the bike. One of the things that I do like about the Meelod bikes is that they sit up higher than most of the other moped style bikes that I've ridden. These handlebars can go forward and back, but yeah, this is it. Now, if you notice, there is no rear suspension with this bike, and it is made of steel, so it's gonna be a rugged ride. Cockpit Operations. On your left-hand side, you have your grip. It's kind of a more of a hard rubber as it is soft, but you can tell that you can grip on it pretty well. This is your front brake lever right here, and this is your display. Now, before we can turn this display on, we have to turn the battery on. Once that is done, we just hold the M button until the bike comes on. This display is an LCD display. It is also waterproof, and right here shows your power, like how much power you're putting out at the time. This is your battery indicator. This shows your different levels of pedal assist. Right here is your speedometer, and then right here is your odometer, and it shows other things by just hitting the M button. It's going to show your trip. It's going to show your volt, or how many volts, which, ooh, awesome. We'll need that today. And how much current is going through and how much time you're on the bike. There's really not a whole lot to this display. To go up in pedal assist levels, you're going to hit the plus button, and then to go down in pedal assist levels, you're going to hit that till it hits 0. Let's see if it has a walk feature. We're going to put this thing and hold the 0 button down. Yep, the negative button. And as you can see, it kicked into walk mode. Walk mode apparently takes you to 3 miles an hour. If you want to turn your headlight on, we're just going to hold this plus button. And there it is. The headlight kicks on. And then to turn the headlight off, we're going to hold the plus button again until the headlight shuts off. The headlight is nice, big, and round. And when it turns on, it has that halo ring and the light in the middle. When you turn the headlight on, the taillight comes on, and then when you hit the brake lever, it pulses. It's pretty dim. I don't know if they're going to notice the pulsing part. When you don't have the headlight on and you hit the brake light lights up, and it very gently pulses. On the right-hand side, here's where you have your half-twist throttle. If you are in 0 pedal assist, it will not work, which is great. Your rear brake lever is right here, and it also comes with a bell. Now that we've gone over the specs, I'm going to throw a couple of safety features on this bike. So yeah, let's go for a ride. Oh man, it is such a beautiful day here in Chicago today. What a great day to do a review. You know what, let me go ahead and put this into 0 pedal assist. We'll do a little bit of riding in this level to see what that feels like. And I have to tell you, with the single speed that we have, I'm not able to kick it down into like a really low gear. So this bike is feeling awfully heavy right now. And we're cruising at 9 miles an hour, maybe 8, more like 7. This bike is, all right, so it's not easy to pedal without any power, but when it comes down to it, seldom are any of these bikes, especially the moped kind. So let's go ahead and put this in pedal assist level 1, save my legs here. And in pedal assist level 1, we're cruising at 12 miles an hour. You know what, let's jump it up to 2. We might as well just go ahead and do this part right now. So 16 miles an hour is going to be what you can get in pedal assist number 2. Let's go to 3. And I have to tell you that with this being a 1-speed, I'm already ghost pedaling. So all I'm doing now is slowing down my cadence and letting the pedal assist do its job. Pedal assist level 3 will have you cruising at 23 miles an hour. Let's see what 4 does. 25 miles an hour on pedal assist number 4. We're going to go ahead and turn it around. It looks like I'm coming up to a whole bunch of people. So we'll turn it around, go the other way. Not that many people going the other way. Looks like 27 miles an hour is the fastest I'm able to get it to go, but you know what? We'll check out the speedo here and see if it is correct. Let's look at the speedometer versus the display. The display shows we're doing 25 miles an hour, the speedometer 23, so it is 2 miles faster actually on the display than what we're going. And since I got this bike up to 27 miles an hour, that means it's actually doing 25 miles an hour, but that is still class 3 speeds. Now let's go ahead and check out the throttle. I have it in pedal assist 1. We're just going to do throttle only and see if the throttle is dictated to the pedal assist level, which it is not. We rocketed past 20 miles an hour real quick. Now, once this bike gets up into like 24, 25 miles an hour, it takes an awful long time to climb any higher than that. We're at 26.4 miles right now, and it's slowly climbing. Yeah, there we go. We hit 27. But it takes a long time to hit that speed. And let's not forget, we're actually doing 2 miles an hour slower. Let's go ahead and do a speed time test. We're going to start off by doing throttle only. Let's go. See how long it takes us to get to 27 miles an hour. It takes off pretty gently. I mean, the power is consistent. We're just consistently picking up speed. It's not getting too crazy. So see, the terrain is definitely going to have some effect on how this bike is going to hit those top speeds. I mean, we're on totally flat ground right now, and we're coming up to where we're going to hit a hill, but we're going to go downhill, and that's going to hit us the 27-mile mark. Yeah, so this thing is just, oh, I'm also heading into the wind, so this bike's not strong. There we go. There we go. We did it. I was wondering if we were ever going to hit that mark. Now we're going to go ahead and see how fast we can get to 27 miles an hour via pedal assist only. Let's go. You know, that single drive, oh, makes it take off quick. I do have it in pedal assist number 5. Or I mean, the single drive makes it take off slow. I do have it in pedal assist level 5. Looks like we do have a clear route on my side. You know, one of the things is it's hard to, you know, I live in Chicago. There's like millions and millions of people here. So some people get mad because they can see people in the videos. Well, you know, when you live in Chicago, you're not going to be able to find a road without people on it. to test this stuff out, and we hit it. You know, this isn't a quick bike. We did hit it. I'll have to look back at the footage to see what our speed was, but it does seem that using pedal assist will get you to your higher speed way quicker than throttle. Since this is a moped-style e-bike, as you can see, your knees will come up very high. It's like, you know, knees to chest type of riding. Not a fan of that. These bikes aren't really made to be pedaled anyways. So the rest of this review, we'll be doing throttle, except for the hill climb, where we'll be doing a little bit of both. My initial thoughts is this seat is pretty comfortable. With it being as long as it is, you can adjust yourself forward and back so those taller riders can like sit back further on the seat. The grips feel pretty good. The brakes actually feel pretty good as well. Slow start, let's get going. All right, we're gonna do our little off-road test here. Oh my gosh, she's quiet. Ooh. Oh, till then. Just cutting across. Oh, almost got a little bit out of control. That's the thing with these, when you have a half twist throttle, you know, you're just gripping the grip and, and you're just like trying to hang onto the grip and it just keeps going forward and just giving it more power. All right, this is not the kind of handlebars that you can take your hands off. Ooh, that front tire. We're just gonna keep our hands on the grips. When I took this bike to the bike shop, I kept hearing a smacking noise and realized it was this cable hitting this light. So what I did was I just took a zip tie and put it loosely around here to keep that cable from hitting this headlight. That was it. And that seemed to knock out all of the noise issues that this bike had. It is now time for the hill climb. We're gonna do throttle only. We're just gonna put it in pedal assist 5, why not? Let's make sure we're getting all the power. All right, let's go ahead, give it a shot. Throttle only, let's go. This bike does have 75 to 80 Newton meters of torque, so we shouldn't have any issues making it up this hill. This hill is between 15 and 20 degrees in height. Oh my gosh, are we gonna make it up this thing? Oh, are we gonna make it? Oh, see, there's parts that are like 15 degrees and then it shoots up to 20. And then, so as I'm helping it by turning the tire a little bit, we're gonna make it up. But you would definitely not wanna do this to make it up a hill. You're gonna wanna definitely pedal with it. So we're gonna try that here. Ooh, oh, let's talk about these front forks. These front forks, you know, there's only 30 millimeters of travel. They're cheap forks. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And you can tell because they clank. So that's kind of a, you know, this is not a bike that I would want to, you know, like take off-road a ton because it's not going to be able to handle it. Off-road stuff like this, yeah, but I bottomed out just coming down from that hill, or at least it felt like it. All right, let's go ahead and do pedal assist. Well, I don't have to worry about what gear I'm in because we only have one. All right, pedal assist level 5. Oh gosh, it takes about like almost a full rotation for it to kick in. But see, once you're going, well, of course, we're not going to have an issue making it up this hill now. That's what I thought. Ooh, actually we are. Well, you're gonna make it up. You're just not gonna make it up very quickly. But it was doable. I mean, for a moped style bike, I'm not sure what you expect, but at least now we know. If I gotta hit the brakes coming down, I'm afraid to bottom out on these forks. All right, let's go put some miles on this thing. I do like how this bike feels when you're riding it. I mean, I like how it feels when you're not pedaling it. That's what I mean. This bike has one of those type of trip meters that will reset whenever the bike shuts off, whenever the power does. So I have Strava going to make sure that we're able to track our mileage because some of the stuff that I do makes the bike sit for a while, and if it shuts off, it's going to reset. According to our battery here, we are already down 3 bars. And we only had 6 to begin with. What, like 6.5 miles, took it down a half a battery because of the testing that I've done with this thing. I do believe that since it does take so much effort using the throttle to get this bike moving as opposed to using pedal assist, that I believe that if you're using throttle, you're gonna use a lot, you're gonna get a lot less mileage out of this bike. All right, guys, we are here to do the brake test. I'm gonna swing this thing around. We're gonna get it up to 27 miles an hour, or 25. And then we're gonna hit the brakes and see how she does. Oh, there it is. 29 miles. Oh. pedaling this thing just hurt my leg. 29 miles, 29 feet. I went 29 feet. It takes too long to throttle down this road to get it up to top speed. So that's the only brake test we're doing with this bike. Good thing I can throttle this thing around. Yikes. I'm old. We are already down to 2 bars and we are nowhere close to a lakeshore drive. So we will not be doing that today. Unfortunately, I won't have enough battery power to do a sand test with this bike. So that's the only thing that we're not going to know for today. So right now, we're going to take it, headed over to lunch, and I'm going to see what the voltage is by the time we get there, and then see if the voltage is the same when I get done eating and like give it a 20-minute rest. I do have to tell you though, I didn't realize that I would be pedaling this bike as much as I am. It seems to be that this bike is pretty easy to pedal, which I'm super surprised about, considering that all the other moped bikes that I've ridden, it's not ideal to pedal it. And for some reason, I'm sitting back all the way at the end of the seat, so my knees aren't going up near as high. I mean, they still feel like they're going up high, obviously, compared to other bikes, but we're still just, it's comfortable. I feel that it conserves battery power as opposed to just using the throttle. Right now, I have it in pedal assist level 2, cruising at 17 miles an hour, which is just fine. But if I ended up using the throttle, we'd be shooting up to 25, hence using more battery. All right, now that we are on one of these main streets, we're going to go ahead and use throttle to get me over to lunch. We have 2 bars, so it would be kind of funny if I only had enough battery power. Oh no, we're already dropped down to 1 bar. I might have enough battery power to make it to lunch and then make it back. Today is Thursday, and on Sunday, I had a mountain bike accident to the point to where I couldn't even put any pressure on this right leg. So I figured I would review this bike first, right? Because I wouldn't be pedaling it that much. This is more of a throttle bike, and I have to tell you that I'm pedaling it more than what I thought I would. It has been pretty easy, except for when I did the brake test, that hurt. But yeah, it seems like I want to pedal this bike more so I can get further range out of it. But that's really not how this bike is made. It's made to cruise around with just a throttle. Now, it does seem that because the battery is lower, that 23 miles an hour is the fastest we can get, which means we're actually doing 21 miles an hour. We are stopping here for lunch. It shows that we have 2 bars of battery. It shows that we've gone 14 miles on the trip meter at 13.99. So that is correct. So that's really good, considering that it's showing that we're going faster than what we actually are. It's showing that we're at 43.4%, 43.4. We're at 30% battery power with this bike. Let's see what we have after we give it 20 minutes of rest. It is about 25 minutes later. Oh, let's turn the battery back on. Let's see where we're at. We're going to go ahead and fire up the display. Still at 2 batteries. Let's see where we're at volt-wise. 43.9. So it stayed at that. I mean, I think it was like 43.7 before, but either way, we're still at 30% battery power. I don't think it's going to take long to wipe out the rest of this battery. So we're going to head back and start heading towards home and see how far she goes. Holy cow, guys. I just took off, and look, it's showing 0 battery bars, and then it has dropped down to 38 volts, and now this battery bar is coming back up. We're only doing 13 miles an hour, throttle only. Yeah, I don't even know if I'm going to make it home. I went ahead and kicked it down into pedal assist number 2. I want to make sure that I make it home on this thing, because with my injured leg, I don't want to pedal this without power. But it is not providing any assistance at all. Take a look at the battery indicator. It's just showing the 1 bar, and it's just flashing. Now, we're probably about 4 miles from the house right now. And if I end up having to ride this bike miles without power, it's really going to aggravate this injury that I have on my leg. It was right above the knee. That's where I ended up hitting it. So it was right above the knee, right below the thigh, and just all those ligaments and joints right there. And it doesn't want to provide. Oh my gosh, we're coming up this little hill, and it is. Oh no. Oh no. I'm trying to give it some throttle. That's not working. Oh no. Oh no. This bike only gets like 15 miles on a full battery charge. So we're getting the E06, which means that the battery's drained. It's showing that we're at 38.6 volts. Let's see what that is. Oh man, it shows that we are below zero. That dropped incredibly fast. All right, I've made it to the end of the 606 trail here. It's showing E06, which means there is no battery. When we checked the meter right before, it was showing that it was below zero anyways. Strava showing that we made it 14 miles. Basically that other one right there, whoops, that was me pushing it to get over here, trying to ride it without power. So yeah, so I'm gonna have a long ride home on a bike without power. All right, guys, let's go over final thoughts. It was rough riding this bike 3.5 miles without any power. I mean, this bike was super heavy, and I just felt it. Like I earned it today. I went ahead and put a compression thing on my right leg just because, man, by the time I got home, I didn't want to do final thoughts right out of the gate. So when this bike has power, it's easy to ride, it's easy to pedal. But when it doesn't, that's when you're going to have an issue. Now, as we take a look at some other things with the bike, the seat felt great, the grips felt great, the brakes stop really well. I mean, they're mechanical, but they seem to stop very well for this bike. Considering that this bike is only $799, well, I mean, it does seem to be a value if you are looking to get a bike that is under $1,000 that is like a moped style. Now, one of the things that surprised me is that we dropped from 30% battery powered to zero in 1 mile. Okay, now I know that on the video I showed you that Strava showed that we went 14.4 miles, but we had stopped for lunch at 14 miles. And it took me 1.16 miles to get to the 606 trail where we ended up stopping. When I showed the video, Strava hadn't caught up to it yet. And when I did a final view right there, it showed that this bike actually went 15.16 miles on a full battery charge, which means that, you know, you can't go that far on this bike, or at least I can't, because I know if you're a lighter rider, you're going to be able to go farther. If you do more pedaling than throttle, you're going to go farther. That's just how it is. Besides that, I found this to be one of the more comfortable of the moped style e-bike. So if you know what, if you're interested in this bike, I'm going to leave a link in the description down below. I have that discount code. I'm going to throw it down there as well. I'll throw any of the accessories that I have on here also in the links down in the description, just in case you're interested. But that's it. That's my review on the Meelod DK200. So I want to thank you for watching. And until I see you next time, enjoy the ride.